So just like before, I'm going to walk through the code to show you how Python jumps around in our code with the gotos and the labels. So that's a little bit more clear. We're going to just step through our program one line at a time. So step, the first line, notice it gets the label, nothing happens. It's just a bookmark, so Python doesn't do anything. It's just a place that it needs to remember to go back to later if it needs to. It's going to print 1 checkout, so there it is on the screen. Print 2, quit. There, that is on the screen, and then we're going to reach the part where it's going to ask the user to type in their choice. So it's pausing, cursor's flashing, let's type in 1 for checkout, and I'm going to press enter. Next line of code it jumps to is option. Is option equal to 1? So I just typed in 1, so that is going to be true. So can you guess what the next line of code is going to be? Yep, so it goes into that if code there that's indented. So it's going to print your total is 99. There it is. And then it's going to go to menu. So it's going to jump to the bookmark that's called menu. Okay, so where do you think the line of code is next? Which is the next line of code that Python will go to? So I'm going to click next, and notice jumps right up back up to the top. Okay, so it goes up to the top, displays checkout, displays quit again, asks your choice. Let's say they type in 2 this time. Press enter. Still goes down to if option equals 1, okay? Doesn't automatically jump down to this line because remember, Python goes from top to bottom, okay? Doesn't automatically look ahead or magically knows what's coming. It has to go through one line at a time. Okay, so it comes back to this line. Is option equal to 1? Well, let's take a look. What do you think the next line of code will be? I'm going to click next. Okay. It's actually jumped to line 10 because line 7 was false. So it doesn't do any of these print and go to. Okay, that's false. So it won't do this. It will jump to the next line of code. Okay, so it's going to look at line 10. Is option equal to 2? What do you think is the next line of code here? Okay, let's click next and see. All right, because that's true, it's going to go into the quit, into this quit function. It's going to reach this function and do it, which will then stop our program. It'll go system exit on line 11. Okay, so it's not that elegant. You get this little red message here. So that's why having an extra label at the end is a little bit nicer, but that will still accomplish the function of ending our program. Okay, so let's run that again and let's type in something that was not 1 or 2. So let's go 3. Next. Oops, 3. Enter. Okay, notice it still looks at line 7 again. It doesn't magically jump to the end. It doesn't look ahead. It has to look at every line at a time, one line at a time, and process it one line at a time. So if option is equal to 1, that is false. So the next line will be, okay, I'll go to this line of code. Is option equal to 2? Okay, well, the next line of code will be, okay, it's not equal to 2 either. So it's not doing any of the indented lines of code so far. So it's going to reach line 12. Now, the only way it gets here is if it's neither 1 nor 2, which is 3. It's going to display invalid option. And then it's going to jump up to the menu, which will be up here again. And then we go through and have another chance. Let's just say 4. What if I typed in 4? Okay, let's check what happens here. 4. Enter. Is option equal to 1? No. Is option equal to 2? No. So it's obviously an invalid option. And then you go back up to the menu here. Okay. So maybe the last thing I'll show you is instead of doing the quit here, we're going to, because we had that inelegant system exit error, I'm going to just create a label right at the end here. So this can be anything you want, any name you want, label end here. Okay. And I'm not going to put any more lines of code. So if I jump to here, the program will end because there are no more lines of code. So instead of going quit, I'm going to go to .end here. Okay, so let's just see how this might work. Okay, let's type in 2 to quit. Okay, so remember it checks this line again. That's going to be false. Comes to option 2. Is it option 2? Yes, it is. So we had quit here before, which was going to end the program with that red message. Well, here, it's going to jump to end here, which will jump right to the end. And then because there are no more lines of code, the program will end. So that ends a little bit more gracefully without that red message that says the system has exited.